I have noticed something that is destroying study abroad plans even before it begins. You think because school resumes in September, you still have time. As a matter of fact, that is a big lie. If school is resuming in September and by now you have not started to do anything regarding your study abroad plans, you have already failed. I will tell you why. Before we dive into today's video, I want to encourage you to click the subscribe button. Help this channel to grow. The information and resources that I share on this channel are free, and the only way you can keep supporting me to keep producing videos like this is by clicking the subscribe button. Now, let's dive right into the video. I was having a conversation with a particular client that reached out to me for the legalization of their police character. In the course of our conversation, I discovered that they are doing this police legalization the second time because the one they already did has expired. They informed me that they missed the admission timeline in the previous application and now they are preparing to apply again in the coming session. I felt really bad for them because this time around it is them spending double the money that they already spent. But I tried to do all I could do to make sure that I see them through in this particular application, because I know it's not easy to spend all of this money and you get left behind because you could not complete the process. And the university on their own part do not want to hear any stories. Which brings us to the reason for today's video. What I want us to do today is what I call a reality check, or in other words, urgency check, to see if indeed you still have enough time or you need to start your application as soon as possible. Because I have seen a lot of unfortunate events. I've seen elderly men, I've seen grown-up people weep at VFS centers or at embassies because they missed a deadline and have spent thousands of even millions of naira into this process only to be rejected because they could not meet up with the deadline. The first thing I want us to look at in this video is the deadline trap. You see on a university website, it says that admission is open either from the 2nd of January, that is how soon some universities open their application, while some open their applications in the middle of January, and it runs down to either May or July. Some universities even have leave their admission down to August. But what I want you to know is that these dates are the ones set by university. If you are a procrastinator or you are someone that do things in the dying minute and you feel that, oh, I still have time because this is February and the deadline for admission is June, and in your mind you feel that yes, June is still far away and you still have enough time, I want to let you know in this video that the June that is stated in the university website is when admission is closing. What you fail to remember or what you are forgetting is that there are other processes that you need to go through inside of this timeline, which is the legalization phase, the application phase, and also the visa embassy phase. From my experience, if you start your application in May or June and you run your application and get an admission letter, the truth is that you are not going to resume with that batch in September. This is for sure because appointments sometimes can be very hard to get in embassies. And even when you get it, some of these visa processes takes at least a month to 2 to get your visa process finalized. So imagine that you get an admission in June and you are trying to run the whole embassy process and legalization July, August, and school is resuming in September. Don't you think that that is a lot to do in a very short period of time? August is always the rush hour. August is like the peak of summer, and that is when a lot of these people go for summer vacations, and that is also when a lot of students is scrambling for dates on the website, and that is when embassy website is scarce because now they have a lot of people trying to book appointments. They also have their own vacation to meet up with. At the same time, there is a lot of backlog. So a lot of things is happening in August that if you have not gotten your admission by May or even in April, you may be trading on a tiny thread of missing your admission deadline in September. In other words, what I want you to know is that Whenever you see a university deadline as June, July, do not put your mind to it. Focus your mind that the deadline for you and for yourself is in May. Put it a month before the university's deadline, because there is a lot you need to cover, and if you do not meet up with this, it has a huge consequences on your opportunity. I remember vividly early last year, I was speaking with a particular student around April or May. This person wants to apply for a university, I think Vilnius University in particular, I could remember. And by May, this person has not applied yet. The funny thing as well is that this person has not even gone through the legalization process. How did I know of this? This person reached out to me about inquiry for admission and also what the process looks like, which a lot of us do. It is okay to make inquiries when you are going through this process. But one thing that is a mistake that a lot of people do is that you spend too much time in the inquiry process and you fail to start. You make an inquiry for 2 to 3 months and you have not even gone to the website portal to see what it looks like. Now, this person reached out to me and I discovered that 1, they have not applied. 2, they have not even legalized any of their documents. They don't even know how to do it. I recommended a few videos of mine, like this one here, on where they can start from, and for sure they missed the admission, but they were deferred to 2026. And this is one of the mistakes that I'm talking about in this video. The legalization on its own, which is the number 2 thing I want to mention in this video, is a different process entirely. As a matter of fact, I would say that even before you decide on the university you want to apply to and the country you want to go to, you need to start your legalization as soon as possible. I know for countries like Poland, Lithuania, and most universities in Europe, there is no way you are going to complete your process without the legalization process, which means that you need to take your documents to the Ministry of Education in Abuja for legalization, and also take those same documents to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for their own part. And for countries like Lithuania specifically, you still need to send that document to Lithuania for authentication from the Nigerian embassy. And I have said it a couple of times in my videos that if you are stuck in that process, I am proud to say that I can assist you in that process. A lot of people have reached out to me regarding this process, and I've assisted them in this process to make sure that you don't get stuck in any of this admission process. Now, this legalization phase is a phase that you need to be doing as you are going through your admission process. It is a continuous phase. So, even if you are submitting your university documents, that is your WAEC, your transcript, and your certificate, to the school portal for application, they may not care so much about the legalization because they want you to bring the original document when you are coming to the school in person. So, when you submit or upload these soft copies online to this university portal for admission, at the same time, you need to be going through the legalization phase. So let's take, for example, you are applying for university like Michaelis Romanus University, or let's say you are applying to Vytautas Magnus University. The moment you upload your soft copy to the online database and you are running your admission process, what you need to be doing immediately is to run the original copy, because what you are using to run the application is your soft copy. So at that same time, you need to be running your original copy at the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And the process over there can also be very stressful. We know how it is for countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, and Kenya. Most of these countries like that, when you go into their ministries for legalization and stuff, we know what the public administration offices looks like, and we know how they treat students that are coming for this legalization process. So you already know the nature of the service that is in your country. So what you want to do is to prepare ahead. You have no time. So you need to give it to them, because sometimes it takes weeks to get this document legalized. And from there, you take it to Ministry of Foreign Affairs which sometimes they can do it immediately for you. Sometimes they can tell you to come back the next day, or tell you that the person that is in charge of doing all of these things is not on seat. So all of these things are unforeseen circumstances that you need to prepare ahead for. If you start your process late, let's assume you start your process in May, or you start your process in August, and you run through the admission process with the soft copy, and you gain an admission. Let's say you gain an admission in the middle of August or towards the ending of August. You know for sure that you cannot meet up, because at that part is when you need to start preparing for the next phase. And if you are starting your legalization process at that time, you are running behind time already, because the school will also give you a condition to pay the tuition fee before they can give you the full admission. Now imagine you've paid millions of nairas or millions of cedis, I don't know, for tuition fee in late August, and you are yet to finalize your legalization phase, which means that by the time the admission closes in July and school resumes in September, you will not be able to meet up with all of this. And what will happen? You start applying for refund, or you start applying to defer your admissions. And some of the documents that you have with you, you will need to restart them again because they would have expired. So imagine you've gotten your police character, which takes 3 months, or some countries that takes more than that, but I know police characters don't take beyond 6 months. It means that you need to start reapplying for all of this, which will start costing you money over and over again. So I'll say, now that we are in January, now that we are in February, you need to start your legalization phase now, even while you are making inquiries for the university that you want to apply to. There is something we call reverse psychology. Now, let's apply it to this process, and instead of calling it reverse psychology, let's call it reverse engineered timeline. Let's say this is 9 months from now. You are already in the country of your choice, sitting in the classroom, either in Lithuania, Poland, Budapest, wherever it is in the world that you have the dream of studying. Just imagine right now that this is September and you are sitting in the classroom right now. This means that if you are in the class in September, a few months before that, August, you are packing your bag. You are not in the embassy. You were packing your bag. If you packed your bag in August, you see, September you are in the class. August, you were packing your bag. That is to say that in July, you were doing your visa process. You were submitting and preparing for interview and all of that in July, which is the latest, because it could take up to a month or two, which means it could take July and June, 2 months. Now, when we look at June, what do we have before that? We have May and April. This is the sweet spot. And why I said this is the sweet spot is because at this point, which is the April and May, you should have received your admission letter already. The school should have sent you a conditional offer and you should have paid your tuition fee. As a matter of fact, you should have gotten your mediation letter to proceed to applying for your TRP. So April and May is a sweet spot for you to have your offer letter. Now, when we look at April and May, move it backward again. What do we have? We have March, February, and January. You see now that this is the phase when you need to start to apply. This is February. January has passed, which means 1 month to June has passed. We are now in February, and it means that if you start now, you can be able to see or avoid any unforeseen circumstances. Imagine you applied and they tell you that your transcript needs to be sent directly to the school. Now, that is an unforeseen circumstances because you don't know when or how long it will take your previous school of study to send your transcript to the university. Now, the school will not do anything until they receive that your transcript. How long will it take for your transcript to arrive to the university? 2 weeks? a month? You don't know. Which is why February, March is a safe spot for you to get your application fixed and get your offer letter ready in hand. It is also the best time for you to start the legalization of your educational documents. You may be like, Kingsley, why should I start my educational documents now? I don't even know the school I will go to. It is okay for you to start your legalization process now because all the universities you can think of in the world that you want to apply to and they require legalization of your documents, it is the same legalization, and the legalization does not expire. Somebody reached out to me a few weeks ago and said that they are planning to apply for nursing in Lithuania, and they are also considering other countries' university depending on their budget. And one thing about this person is that they are planning to start in time. At the same time, they are still in the loop of indecision. And sometimes this loop of indecision can stretch for months if you allow it, because it is so comfortable for you to be in the loop of indecision while time goes by. So even when you are in this loop of indecision, start to legalize your documents. It is what we call faith at work. So when you finish having all of these documents legalized and you have them in hand, when your admission comes in, you are not running around in Abuja, you are not running around in Accra, or you are not running around in Cameroon like someone that doesn't know what they are doing. You already have your documents legalized in hand and you are processing to the next stage, which is the visa stage. You see, you need to use this. If there is one more reason you need to follow this timeline that I'm giving you, if there is one more reason you need, it is not about the reverse psychology or about whatever psychology thing that I'm telling you right now, which is reversing the timeline to see the specific dates. It can be the fourth thing I have for you in this video, which is the competitive advantage. I have said it over time in my videos that universities have what we call slots. They have a specific target of candidates they want per country. I am telling you fact. Each country, they have a specific number of candidates. So the earlier you apply, depending on your country, especially if you are coming from a developing country, the earlier you put in your application, the better for you to stand the chance of the competition. The process of admission to study abroad is all about psychology. Everything you do, you need to make calculated move. Imagine you start your application early and you are getting to the visa stage in June or July. The visa interview itself is still fresh. They are not overworked yet with the August rush that is coming, even down to the early September rush. July and June, they are still calm. They are still preparing their mind for the August rush. So if you come into the visa interview in June, it gives them this mindset that you are calculated, you know what you are doing. Especially when they now see that your documents are legalized months ago. They see this person, which is you, as someone that knows what he or she is doing. They see that you are calculated. This is not a rushed process. They look into your documents. It doesn't show that it was legalized day before yesterday or even yesterday, which may even send to them that this is like a jackpot rush. They see that your applications are collected. You've started your process a long time ago. That alone increases your chances of approval. Now compare that kind of a person to somebody that rushes in August, all sweaty, tensed, frustrated because he just collected his document from one ministry. The school is sending him or her deadline of resumption and is coming into the interview frustrated. It shows a total opposite of the first person. So you see the contrast between the first person that is applying early and the second person that is all rushed and frustrated. Now the choice is yours, which side you want to be on. Before we continue with this video, I want to encourage you to click the subscribe button. Also, if you are stuck in your admission process, feel free to reach out to me and we can have a deeper conversation on how you can proceed with your admission process without feeling stuck. If you also want to legalize your PCC and you're afraid of getting scammed, feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to help you get that done as well. If there is one thing you take out of this video, take my advice to start early. The best time to start is now. If you want to see yourself in class in 2026, September, the best time to start is now. Ignore the school deadline that they put June. That is a marketing strategy. As a matter of fact, that is to their own best interest because they keep accepting tuition fees up to that amount. And when the time closes, they tell you it has closed. Either they defy you or they refund you. And if they are refunding you, be mindful that exchange rate may take a toll on your money. So you need to start now so that you don't fall into this loop. Go and get your transcripts ready. Start your application process now. Go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, go to the Ministry of Education and start now to legalize your documents. If you are still confused on where to start, watch this video over again. We have gone through a reverse timeline and you see that the best time for you to start is now because there is no time. If you are still confused about where to start, watch this video here. And after this video, you still feel you need a little push or you need somebody to give you further clarity, go to the description of this video and you will see how to reach out to me there and we can talk about your travel plans and how you can move forward so that in 2026 you will be in class. I remain Kingsley Okorie and I will see you in my next video.